In the last video, we have seen how we can add an image inside our button. Our next goal is to figure out how we can show an image and a text side by side. Earlier on, we have learned that in order to align multiple widgets vertically, we can use a column widget. So it might be tempting to see if there was a way to align widgets horizontally instead. And in Flutter, this is easily done with a widget called row. Now, one interesting thing that we can try is to wrap our image inside a row. So let's try that. And here, Android Studio gives us an option to wrap with row. So now, because row doesn't take one child, but it takes a list of children instead, then we end up with a list with our image as the only child. Now, what we could do next is to add a text widget as the second child. And here we could say sign in with Google. So here we could then hit save to hot reload. And now we have both our logo and the text inside the button. However, these widgets are not positioned in the way that we want. Ideally, we would like for the text to be centered and for the logo to appear on the left. Now, previously, we have discovered that columns have a main axis alignment property that we can tweak to arrange widgets within the main axis. Similarly, we can specify a main axis alignment property for our row. So for example, main axis alignment dot center, and this will affect how the widgets are positioned in the horizontal axis. Okay, so now we can see the effect of main axis alignment dot center, and clearly this is still not what we want. What we need to do here is to find a way to add some spacing between the logo and the text widget. And it turns out that there are three possible values of main axis alignment that can be used to add spacing between widgets. So these are called main axis alignment dot space between, space around, and space evenly. So for now, let's try space between and see what we get. So it seems that now the logo has gone into the correct place. However, the text itself has been pushed all the way to the right. Okay, so I think this might be a good time to look up the documentation for main axis alignment and specifically space between, and see if that gives us a clue about what we can do to fix our layout. So if we tap through, we can see that space between is used to place the free space evenly between the children. Now this is useful, however, at the moment we only have 2 children inside our row, and as a result, all the available space is going to be in the middle between the logo and our text widget. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to suggest a little trick that we can use to take advantage of the behavior of space between, so that we can get our text positioned right in the middle. Okay, so here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this image asset and I'm going to paste it right after the text widget. If I save it, then I can see that what we end up with is our logo, then our text, and then the logo again, left to right. So by using space between, we can ensure that the spacing between widgets is the same. And because the first and the last widget are identical images, then they have the same width. So as a result, the text appears exactly in the middle. Okay, so with this little hack of adding another image asset to the right of our text, we have managed to get the text in the desired position. Somehow, if there was a way to hide the image to the right, but without actually removing it from the row itself, then the positioning would remain the same and our button would look as intended. So we are going to see how to do this in the next video.